In today's video, I am going to talk to you about some key ideas that I was recently reminded of that are going to help you to up-level your standards, attract new high-paying clients, and quantum leap your business. But first, I'm Jill Hope, and I help mompreneurs reach the six-figure mark and beyond in their business. And I do this by helping to reconnect you to your authentic voice and infuse that into every aspect of your business. So I had recently stumbled upon this recording by Earl Nightingale, and it's called The Strangest Secret. You may have seen it. It's really inspirational. It's about 30 minutes. It's all over YouTube. So if you just Google The Strangest Secret, you'll find it. And in it, he talks about this idea of how when a person starts out in life, a young person, they're full about possibility, right? Like their mind is all about possibility. They think anything's possible. They're excited and passionate about life. They're like ready to launch into, their career, whatever they're pursuing in that moment. And they imagine themselves with big dreams and big goals and a big life. They see that happening for themselves. And what happens is that over the years, if you watch these people, by the time the majority of people get to the retirement age, which I don't even believe in retirement, but that's a whole nother video. But you get to retirement age, what Earl Nightingale says is that if you take 100 people and you watch them over this period, only 5 of them will become financially free. The other 5 of them will still be working in retirement age. And then the rest of them are, basically a slave to the job, a slave to money, and they never really achieve these initial dreams they had, this life of possibility. And so the rest of the recording goes on to talk about why he thinks that. And how I connected with this is that one of the big reasons that he sees for this issue is that people don't have goals and they forget why they do what they do. They're forgetting why they wake up in the morning. If you ask someone that, they're probably going to say, well, because this is what I do to make money. But is that all there is? And I remember being one of my, a dear friend years ago, we haven't connected much recently, but I remember was her big issue was like, she woke up every day and she thought, is this all there is? And she was in a 9-to-5 job and just doing her thing. And yet it can feel a little bit like that. And it definitely felt like that for me when I was in corporate. I was in my job for 22 years. I did a lot of different roles in the company and moved up in the company. And yet I didn't feel like I was creating my life or that I was driving my life. I really felt like I was sort of a responder. I would get up and I would go to respond to the day's events. I was reacting to someone else's goals for me or to someone else's agenda that I needed to pursue for the company in order to have employment. And it's kind of soul crushing. And it's not really easy to live your purpose in that kind of an environment where a large chunk of the time you're not focusing on things that light you up and that feel purposeful and that are in alignment with your goals and dreams and moving you in a direction. And so that's largely why I left that position many years ago and started my business. And I'm in the second iteration of my business now. And it's like, I'm loving, I kind of feel like I'm starting my business all over to a degree, and I'm loving it. Like, it's exciting. I'm lit up. My dreams are unfolding as I move forward. So a couple of things I want you to think about and just question this for yourself. First, are you where you hoped you'd be when you started, back when you finished school and you were embarking on a career or whatever life path you chose at that time? Are you now where you had hoped you'd be? Are you still fulfilled? If you answered yes to that, do you still feel fulfilled doing that? Does that feel like you are living on purpose? Are you lit up every day? Or are you waking up saying, is this all there is? And lastly, if your path involves your own business, are you moving closer to the goals that you set when you created it? Are you seeing things growing? Are you seeing your business evolving? Are you in an expansion phase? Life is all about expansion. It's one of the universal laws of life. Nothing comes here to stay the same. We are all about growth. We have seasons and cycles we go through, but at the end of the day, it's all about expansion. It's all about growing in your consciousness, growing in your contributions, and growing in what you believe is a life that feels good for you. I mean, have you noticed that your desires, they grow as well? Everything is always growing. We always want more. That's not a bad thing. That's actually how life is set up to work for us. Those desires that we have in our hearts are calling us forward into the next thing and the next thing. That is our growth. That is the seed within us that is constantly growing, that seed of our life, of our purpose, of our soul, calling us forth into a bigger experience. They say that human beings, we only tap a very small, I think it's like 10% of our brain at any one time. And I believe that that's partly because as we go through our lives, we become limited in our view. We start to think that less and less is possible. We start to get stuck in a routine. We forget why we're doing things. We lose sight of goals, if we even have goals at all anymore. And life becomes pretty flat and mediocre and middle class, right? At best. So I invite you today to consider where you have stopped allowing yourself to dream. And if you have a business, this is especially for you, because I ended up having to completely overhaul my business. And like I said, I'm in a second iteration of my business because I got to the point where even in that business, even as I was following my purpose and aligned with my soul, what was happening is that was changing and shifting. My purpose was shifting. I was being called to something else, something more, something greater. And I'm following that now. And so that's why I'm in this new phase of my business. So take a look at that for yourself. Your business is not necessarily going to be the be all end all for you. Whatever you're called to now, that's where you're meant to start, but it will likely change. It will likely evolve and grow. People that I've seen out on the scene of the online coaching world, I've been in that world for about 15 years now. And so I've seen a lot of growth. I've seen people come and go, and I've seen people evolve. The leaders that have lasted, none of them are doing the same thing anymore. I mean, they have evolved their businesses because they're aware of this idea and this principle that if you are not setting new goals for yourself and moving forward and reaching them, things tend to start to then deteriorate and die. So in order to keep progressing in your life, you've got to keep setting those new goals, moving towards them, reaching for expansion, reaching for new possibilities, and paying attention to that inherent desire within your heart. And when you do this in your business, what you'll notice is that higher level clients show up, higher paying clients, people start getting more value from your work because you are offering more of you. There is more value to be offered, and therefore you're connecting with people at a higher level, you're serving at a higher level, and as a result, your business just grows. The money comes in and things flow. So this is a place to look for you if you feel a little stagnant, if things are not growing, if you're starting to see signs pointing you, telling you that maybe you shouldn't be doing this. It's not true. It means that it's time to look within. It's time to ask yourself some of these key questions that I've posed to you on this video today and take a look at where you can shift in how you're connecting with your desires and bringing that forth into your business. And if you need some help with that, I've got a fantastic gift that can do just that. It's called 4 Secrets to Skyrocket Your Business and Bank Account This Year. These are secrets you probably will not have heard everywhere else out there. They're pretty unique. It's a lot of the stuff that I've lived in my own life, that I've supported clients with, and I'm very excited to share that with you. It's an instant online masterclass. So the minute you opt in, you get access to the class right away. I used to charge for this, but I'm offering it free for now to help inspire some new thinking and some new desires, new actions, new possibilities for you. So go ahead and grab that if you haven't gotten that yet. The link is down below, and I look forward to seeing you back real soon for another video. Bye for now.